I was teaching at the end of the semester at the time. This was, I think, spring 2019. And Endgame, the ending of the entire Marvel Cinematic first three phases, came out. And I had a student who was very stoic, would find a way to use the minimal amount of syllables to answer my questions. And I had mentioned before class began, did anybody see the movie? What'd you think of it? And he lit up. And my teacher, senses kicked in. And I said, let me keep talking about this a little bit. We talked about the movie, and here's what happened. And you reminded me of this with your work. We talked about the scene where Captain America finally wields Thor's hammer. And in that moment, he's worthy. And we're also worthy, right? Because we believed he was. It verified that for us. When I mentioned that scene in class, this student shouted out, "I was bawling when I saw him wield that hammer." And I had other students say the same thing. No joke, I was crying as well. They were saying, that is not meaninglessness. That is very important, that you could move someone in that way. And that's what that cinematic universe did, was it reassured how much we need narrative and how much we need the simplicity at times of just even good versus evil. Can you talk a little bit about how that works? Why would we be moved to tears for something like that?
Well, because, yes. So first of all, that emotional response, when you had talked earlier about postmodernism, the problem is that we have this tendency now to make everything too intellectual all the time. And, that's wonderful. It's wonderful to think about things. I'm not here to say that thinking is useless, but at our core, what we crave is that emotional sense of purpose and that emotional sense of meaning that touches our heart and that connects us to things that are felt to be bigger than ourselves. And that's why we can cry, we can weep with a sense of wonder and joy and affirmation. And the heart is not moved by complexity. The heart is not moved by complexity. The heart is moved by authenticity and simplicity and these kinds of natural basic things. This is why Homer, the Iliad, is so extraordinarily effective. Homer does not present an over-romanticized view of battle. It's a terrifying, shocking view of battle. People die for no reason, horribly, but there is room for real heroism. And there are moments of real achievement. And when we see that, that validates our sense that we can be heroes too. We can be worthy of the fight. We can be worthy of the battle. We're not born into a battlefield that none of us understand, and we're all going to die meaninglessly in a kind of fugue of confusion and anarchy. We are born into a fight, and we can find purpose in the fight, and we can find friends in the fight, and we can struggle forward and make meaningful gains, find heroes and be heroes ourselves. And I do think that is something that has almost completely dropped out of our national consciousness and our national psyche at the moment. There is a desire for us to be the good guys. How can we do something good, not just for our own affirmation, because that's our purpose as humans, is to be kind, to be strong, to give to others, to form teams together where we can be bigger than ourselves and contribute to greater acts of goodness and kindness and charity. And I agree with you completely that there is a move outside, to just kind of tear everything down. And while it's good to be self-critical, especially because America, we have an enormous power, and with power comes responsibility, and it's good, obviously, not to just assume that everything we do is automatically good and perfect. At the same time, that willingness to be introspective is a sign of a hero, is a sign of courage, is a sign of bravery, is a sign that there's something good going on. And I do think we need more positive heroes, more positive role models, and in general, more of a kind of optimistic sense that we can be our better selves and we can make the world better too.